Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about how I am prepping for labour. So at the moment I am 35 weeks pregnant, and yeah, labour is getting close, and I'm starting to kind of do the things that you know, mentally and physically prep me for labour. So I thought I'd do a little video and share with you what's been helping me. Firstly, if you're new here, hi, I'm Christina. I do new videos every week. I am currently batch creating a few content videos, so I have some because clearly I'm about to go into, I'm soon going to go into labour, and I kind of want some material to make sure that I still have content going up in the next few months. Yeah, I do videos on home, lifestyle and family. Obviously, a few pregnancy videos at the moment, so definitely hit subscribe so you don't miss out on the upcoming videos. So yeah, today I'm just talking about a few things that I'm doing to prep for the big day. Some of them, might not be, physically helpful. I might get a few comments saying that's just a load of rubbish or an old wives' tale, but nevertheless it still helps me mentally, so I'm still gonna do it. But yeah, so where do I start? Okay, let's start with this. At the moment I'm drinking a tea called red raspberry leaf tea. So it's organic raspberry leaf tea from Holland and Barrett. This is basically, you want red raspberry leaf tea. Raspberry tea, leaf tea, red tea, none of that's going to work. You want red raspberry leaf tea. We asked the woman in Holland and Barrett if this is the right one. She was like, yes, this is the one that pregnant ladies go for. And it's worth mentioning that this tea is good to start using to prep for labour. It's not going to induce your labour or anything like that. It's good for prepping yourself for labour. So apparently this tea kind of, preps your downstairs area. I think it I'm not sure what it does exactly. Maybe like it softens, so I think it softens the cervix, and that's what it's supposed to do. And yeah, you're supposed to use it in the weeks leading up to your labour. So I would say I started using it at 32 weeks pregnant, just so that it's, I'm getting used to it. It's also nice to be able to drink tea in the morning without having like a caffeine tea or anything. So this is what I've been reaching for every day, one a day. And to be fair, there's not much taste to it. It's, a bit of a raspberry taste, but to be fair, it just tastes a bit more like water than anything else. But yeah, this is supposed to be really good for prepping your cervix. Something else that is said to prep your cervix are dates. So I have been, I actually haven't started. I'm just going to be starting this week eating dates and just kind of sticking these in smoothies. One book that I read actually said to eat 6 dates a day. I don't think I'm going to quite make it to 6 dates a day. I don't want my sugar levels to be through the roof either, but I will try probably about 3 dates in a smoothie a day. So I am going to be doing so I have this smoothie recipe. It's like bananas, peanut butter and dates, and yeah, so just eating dates. So you could just eat them on their own, but I will be putting them in a smoothie. I will probably be doing a video to show you guys what smoothie I'm doing to use these dates. But eat plenty of dates before the big day, because it's supposed to, yeah, just prep your cervix and just kind of yeah, make everything a little bit easier for you down there. And I've heard a lot of women rave about eating dates before labour, so that's another thing to prep yourself. Sticking with the cervix now, I don't know, some of you might not be keen on this one at all, and I haven't tried it yet, so I can't say if it's great or not. I will probably mention it on my Instagram in real time, so definitely follow me over there if you want to kind of see how I've got on. I mean, I'm not going to show you how I got on with this, but I might talk about it over on Instagram. But basically, it's the Annie ball. So this is something quite new. Even my midwife hadn't heard of this. It's actually, this is the cheaper version. It's actually called the Epino. That was the original, I think. And then the Annie ball has just come out. So this is, how do I explain this? This is basically a ball, or it's a device basically that you can stick up there and pump, and it actually does get to about 30 centimeters diameter. So I will show you, hold on. So this is the Annie ball. You have an instruction set here. I haven't used this yet, so you know, don't get weirded out. I like that it comes in a little bag, and basically this is it. And you kind of stick this up your for JJ, make sure that's ready, and pump. So you pump until it gets, you know, until you can get to a certain level. You know, you start off small and then you kind of build up, and you do your pelvic floor exercises around this. And it's supposed to help you. Now in the instruction book, it actually says that you kind of do your pelvic floor exercises, and then to take it out, the best way to take it out, apart from, you know, deflating it and pulling it out, is actually to push it out. So it's kind of training yourself to give birth, basically. It is a scary concept, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't tried it yet, but I plan on pretty much starting from this week onwards and just training myself. So as you can see, this gets quite big. So let's have a look. So that's that, and you've got a little kind of measuring tape here. Let's have a look. This is, yeah, so that's about 30 centimeters. That's not done properly, but yeah, around 30 centimeters big at the moment. So yeah, that's basically what you've got to try and push out. So it's just basically trying to train your vagina to push your head out, basically. And you know, I think this is good for your pelvic floor exercises. So the other thing that you can do is actually called perineal massage. However, I am finding it difficult, I'm sure many women do, to actually reach down there. So I'm all comfortable to try and do the massages and prepare my area, and I probably still will try and do that. However, I find it quite difficult to reach down there because of the bump. So I think that this is just an easier way to kind of still prep your area without having to reach down there. So, you know, this isn't for everyone, but I thought I'd mention it because it is a way to prep yourself. And it also, for me, definitely is going to prep myself mentally as well. Like, if I can do it with a ball, then, you know, and I've prepped myself and I feel like I've exercised that area a little bit, then, you know, maybe, you know, my mindset will be a little bit more relaxed when it actually comes to pushing baby's head out. Also worth mentioning is to use the ball, you want to use some lube, but you want to use a water-based natural lube. So I've just gone for the Durex Naturals Pure Intimate Gel. You know, I haven't used this yet, but yeah, this is something, it's water-based, so it's going to be safe to use in your downstairs area and on the ball, because you don't want to damage the ball either. So yeah, like I said, I can't tell you how great this is at the moment because I haven't used it, but it is something that I've invested in to prep myself for labour. It is more on the expensive side. This was, I think it was about £60, but I think worth it. And I'm probably going to use it with other children as well, like, because I plan on having more than just the one baby. But the Epino is like £100, so this is just a little bit cheaper, but does the same job. And I also like that it's pink as well. So yeah, so one thing that I'm prepping myself for. Okay, so I think something that everybody, you know, everybody pretty much knows, and midwife will tell you, one of the biggest things that you can do to prep for labour is using a birthing ball, you know, just a normal kind of yoga ball. And yeah, just do your exercises, make sure you're moving those hips, rocking those hips and exercising that area, because this is just going to loosen everything up and allow for an easier labour. The other thing that you can do is do some squats as well. So I've heard that your legs really tire out throughout labour. So what I've done is I've kind of gotten into a routine of doing, you know, 15 minutes on the exercise ball, doing some movements and seeing what feels good. And this is prepping for labour, but I will tell you this now, it also really helps your back. If you have any back pain throughout your pregnancy, this is really going to help you for that. So I do it before bed, and it really does help me get a better night's sleep if I'm using the yoga ball. I then will do squats. So I'll do like a set. I'll do about 3 sets of 10 squats a night. And I will do like 10 just up and down squats, and then I will put my have my legs out and do squats, 10 squats like that, and then go back to normal squats. It's not easy when you're carrying this much weight, but I think it's going to be so helpful when you're trying to push baby out and you need to, if you do need to, just squat in labour. And also, yeah, like I said, a lot of women have said their legs ache in labour, so to strengthen them is just gonna prep yourself basically. So use your yoga ball and do your squats, as well as do your pelvic floor exercises. Like I said, I just want to mention, you can use the Annie ball, you can do the perineal exercise, the perineal massage, but also make sure that you're doing your pelvic floor exercises as well. So do your pelvic floor exercises. One of the books that I've read mentions maybe getting into a routine of doing it at a certain time. So if you're driving, maybe do it when you're driving, or do it 3 times a day. And the best way to make sure that you're doing it 3 times a day is do it when you eat your main meal. So do it when you have your breakfast, when you have your lunch, and when you have your dinner. And then you know you're doing your exercises throughout the day. I don't really do that too much. I don't want to say that I do that here on YouTube, because then every time someone, you know, if I go out for dinner for someone, they might be like, are you doing your pelvic floor exercises? Which, no, I don't. I just have a routine of doing it before I go to bed. I also like to do it in the bath as well. But just make sure that you're doing that. That will help, again, prep yourself for labour and strengthen that area. The other thing that you can do to prep yourself is to do your breathing exercises and practice your breathing exercises. Now, I do this with Craig now, or have started doing this with Craig now, because a lot of women have said, a lot of books have said that when you're in labour and you're having your contractions, you aren't going to remember a thing. So having someone, your birthing partner, whether that be your, you know, husband, your partner, your sister, your mother, whoever it is, having them understand what your breathing exercises are like, they can then remind you how to do it. They can do it with you, and it will just mean that it's a lot, you know, it's a little bit less off you. You don't have to do all the counting. For me, Craig knows what I'm doing, so he will breathe for me and I will copy his breathing, so that it's just a little bit easier for me. I can just concentrate on the breathing rather than I mean, it's good to concentrate on the timing as well, because it just takes your mind off everything, but having someone there to remind you to do everything is really important as well. Which brings me on to this little book that I am using basically throughout. So basically this little book, I call it my little pregnancy brain book, and basically it's everything that I have learnt throughout this pregnancy and what I want, you know, tips throughout labour. So I have a affirmations page, so just the affirmations that I've been saying to myself every day. I have this right next to my bedside table as well, just telling myself, you know, I am immersing myself in positive birth stories. I'm imagining myself my positive birth with feeling. I'm doing my daily breathing exercises, and this is important to me because, and why is this for me, it's I want my baby to have the best start in life. It could be anything for you, you know. Then I have a page of mantras. So I'm not going to sit and remember my mantras when I'm having a contraction and going into labour. And Craig isn't going to know them unless they're written down. So they're here, written down. And yeah, it's just, you know, I can do this. I look forward to meeting my baby. Each contraction / wave is a step closer to meeting my baby. And this is important. Labour pain is healthy pain. Remember to keep telling yourself that. Labour pain isn't, you're not ill. It's a healthy pain. It's like going to the gym, and you know when you do squats and you're doing abs day and your legs, you know, that pain is there, but it's healthy pain. So remember that. And then also things that I want to do when I'm in labour, or you know, want to remind myself to do when I'm in labour. And like, especially in the early stages of labour as well, just to remind myself. So in the early stages of labour, I want to remember that I want to keep my mind off things. So I plan on having a bath and kind of doing some exercises in the bath and relaxing there. I also plan on, obviously it depends all on your day. This is, I wouldn't say plan, I just want to have these. It's not a plan because you can't plan labour, but it's ideas to have, you know, to keep my mind off things. One of the things is to bake. I heard a few people say that baking is quite good, and I would actually like to bake my midwife some cakes and cookies and stuff. And it will keep my mind off of things, and it's something for me to do, and it's useful as well. I might not even get a chance to do that, but it's just an idea. And yeah, just other things to do when in labour, like remember to take a picture and to video parts, you know. I want to you know, take some memories of the whole event with Craig, and then just little things like remember to use the ball, remember to do massages with Craig, remember to drink water and ice. This is supposed to be very helpful. Remember to ignore the clock. So this is actually something Craig put on the list, and it's to ignore the clock. Because time is irrelevant when you're in labour, and it will probably just annoy you more than anything else. If you've gone through a couple of hours and are only 1 centimetre, if that, dilated, it's just going to annoy you, and that's going to be counterproductive in labour. So just ignore the clock. Remember to do breathing exercises, and remember to say your affirmations. And yeah, and just other little tips that I'm kind of getting along the way, they're all in here. So if I don't look at this, Craig can also look at this and remind me to do stuff, because sometimes at the beginning of labour, you know, using the ball might not work for you, the exercise ball. However, you might, by 6 hours down the line, it might be good for you, and you've forgotten to, you're like, oh, that didn't work for me, but then later on down the line, you could look at this and be like, oh, actually, I'm going to try using the ball again, you know. So it's just a little book that's on the floor now. But yeah, it's just a little book that is just a reminder book, basically, of all the things that, you know, little tips and tricks for labour to not forget. Because if I just try and remember everything, it's just, I'm not going to remember everything. So it's all in the book so that I can remind myself, and Craig can remind me, and the midwife can even look at it and remind me, and it's just tips and tricks, basically. So I would have a little book, a little pregnancy labour prep book, basically. I also wanted to mention this little box that I'm keeping next to my hospital bag. So if you haven't already seen my what's in my hospital bag video, that should be up already, so I will link that down below or in the video. But next to it is this little basket that I'm keeping for when we go into labour. So basically it's just a little basket of things that I'm still using at the moment, so I don't want to put into my hospital bag, but I do want I don't want to forget, and so basically things that are going to go in the bag last minute, but I still need at the moment, so I just kind of keep everything in here, and other little things. So my Polaroid, I use this quite often, so I don't want to just put it in my bag and forget about it in the last 4 weeks, because I'm kind of using it to take some bump photos and so on. So this lives in here so that I don't forget to just chuck it in the hospital bag as we go, as well as some film, because it's going to be so annoying if I have no film in there and then we get to the hospital and I've forgotten film, so that's no good. In here I also have, so that it's just really easy for me to get dressed and get ready, so on the back of my door I already have an outfit ready to go in the hospital in, and it's just a black dress and a cardigan and some trainers. But I have a pair of knickers here. These are huge at the moment, but a pair of knickers to make sure that I have knickers ready and handy to go, as well as some socks. I have these socks because I just had this vision. It doesn't happen, but I just had this vision of having to go to the hospital and I don't have any socks, any knickers, any underwear ready to go. It's just sod's law, like it will all be in the wash or something, and it will just really annoy me, and that'll be again counterproductive. So I've got some socks, some knickers and a maternity bra here as well. So then I've got all of that ready to go, put my outfit on and off we go. I don't have to think about anything. I also have a maternity sanitary towel here to put in my knickers, because they say to do this so that so when you get to the hospital they can check, you know, any waters that have broke. They can check if there's any green stuff in them. Obviously you're probably going to be leaking, possibly you'll be leaking a little bit throughout you know, the process, so you don't want to leak in the car or through, I don't know. So I think a sanitary towel is quite good to have on hand, so that's in there as well, just to kind of, you know, I've got that all ready to go when it comes to baby time. Anything in here is just last minute things to go in my hospital bag when we head down to the hospital, or things to wear. So yeah, it's just a bit of labour prep basically. I just wanted to mention that this could be an idea for any of you guys as well. And so that is everything that I am doing at the moment to prep myself for labour. I am anxious about the whole thing, but doing these daily routines and kind of doing what I can to prep is making me calm down so much more, because I just feel like I'm in control of the situation and I can do this, and it's kind of empowering me to get through it. So I hope these tips have helped you in some way. If you're a new mum out there, then definitely go follow me on Instagram, because by the time this video goes out I might have even already had my baby, and might be I most probably will be sharing tips over my Instagram stories. So yeah, just follow me over there so we can connect. So I hope you are enjoying these videos. I have new videos going out every week, and yeah, until my next video, thanks for watching guys. Bye.